Hello, hello, hello. This is some clickbait because Roger Waters and Pink Floyd news equals traffic and Daddy needs to pay off his debts. So click away now if you don't want some juicy Pink Floyd / Roger Waters news shoved down your prog hole. I've got two. I'm smushing two stories into one. It's just gone 6 because my watch went ping. If you're a ping or a pong or a bibbly bib, that's because there's an email or a tweet like that. See, I couldn't have timed that better. Bibbly bib. That's, I don't know, that's a notification on my iPad, which I should really mute, but I don't because we like the background noises. But I digress. Roger Waters, who looks like this these days in a permanent grimace, is apparently taking legal action. Yes, he's suing those who've banned him from his concerts. Yes, these are banned concerts in Frankfurt and Munich, or München, as they say in Germany. Yet he believes this is a blatant attempt to silence him and could have serious and far-reaching consequences for artists and activists around the world if left unchallenged. The artist management said on Tuesday, right? His management said that he was banned on the false accusation that Roger Waters is anti-Semitic, which he's not. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Well, look, the thing is he is anti-Semitic. The Anti-Defamation League used to be very pro Roger Waters up to a point, and now they've gone the other way. And there's a very good link, which I might include in the description, where they include all the reasons why they think he is an anti-Semite. He might not intend to be, but he deals in anti-Semitic tropes and language to prove his point. He talks about, Jewish cabals and Jewish money and things like that, and and that use of language just has been used for thousands of years to score points against the Jews. And he needs to, if he wants to prove himself not to be anti-Semitic, he needs to drop this rhetoric. He needs to come at the argument, from a different way. But yeah, in February, the government of the German state of Hesse and the magistrates of the city of Frankfurt said they would cancel Roger Waters' concert scheduled for May the 28th at Frankfurt's Festhalle. The reason for the decision was the artist's persistently anti-Israel appearance, the city announced. And Waters is considered one of the world's most far-reaching anti-Semites, the city added. A concert planned for Munich, or München, on the 21st of May is also to be cancelled. Again, Waters is part of the boycott, divestment and sanctions campaign against Israel. And he's also made comparisons between the Israeli government and the South African apartheid regime. So yeah, so that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if he's successful. The thing is a venue or an authority can cancel anyone for any reason, if they don't like you. I mean, crikey, if you cast your mind back to, I don't know, it's 1970, 1977, 1976, 77, and the Sex Pistols, who, whenever they turned up to a venue, found out that they were cancelled purely for being the Sex Pistols. You can see it's going to be a very interesting court case, if there is a court case. Now, I thought he might have been suing Polly Sampson and Davy Boy Gilmore for their recent Twitter outburst. But no, instead he's going after the German cities of Frankfurt and Munich, which is interesting. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, but yeah, he sees it as a I guess taking away his free speech, maybe. Oh dear. But yeah, Frankfurt's council also highlighted Waters' historical use of the Star of David emblazoned on a pig prop. But again, he's also added crescent and star, the hammer and sickle, a Sherlock Oil logo, a McDonald's sign. Now he says that the Star of David represents Israel. No, it doesn't. It's the hammer and sickle, might represent Soviet, Russia, but the Star of David represents a whole religion. It's like putting, it's like he uses the crucifix too. But again, to put that on a pig, come on, But there you go. He does that to mitigate his anti-Semitism, I guess. But yeah, a coalition of parties in Munich City Council also filed a motion for Waters' concert to the 21st to be cancelled. So, and there's also one tabled in Cologne in February at the Lanxess Arena. Yeah, so he's instructed the Hocker law firm to resist any concert cancellation. Speaking to The Guardian, the firm's partner, Ralph Hocker, explained that it would file interim injunctions against the council if venues or promoters were instructed to cancel the concerts. But, again, it's interesting. I thought, when it comes to these things, they could cancel you if there was a safety issue or, in this case, a political issue. It was really up to them. You really didn't have a leg to stand on. But, yeah, a joint statement from Hocker and Waters UK manager says these actions are unconstitutional, without justification and based upon the false accusation that Roger Waters is an anti-Semite, which he's not. He believes that these are left unchanged. Tickets are currently still on sale for all of his German tour dates. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but of course you've also had the Polly Sampson tweet and his Ukraine outbursts, because he's called that a proxy war, claiming that Nazis were in control of the Ukraine government, that old trope. So yeah, that leads me on. So we got that story, right, of Roger Waters suing the Germans. Good luck. It's going to be interesting to see if people are actually buying the tickets to these gigs. If you are going, if you do go, let me know if they're sold out or if people have been kind of boycotting him. It'd be interesting to see. Again, if you've been to any gigs recently, what was the ticket sales like? Was it a full house or were there some gaps? Leave your comments in the box below. That leads me on to the second story that happened recently. Again, this is now for over a year now. Pink Floyd have been trying to sell their catalogue. As you know, many legacy artists have realised that there's no money in the music industry, so we better get out quick. You name it, your favourites. Genesis did it. Remember Genesis? They've done it. So yeah, Pink Floyd, their catalogue. I mean, I heard they were trying to get 400 million for it. I don't know if that was 400 million pounds, but in this Variety article, which was dropped a couple of days ago, they call it $500 million. So I guess it's about the same. As you can read, the headline is basically dead, or is it? Now this is one of those stories where you've got insiders saying stuff, and how legitimate that is quite interesting. The rights to their iconic 5-decade multi-platinum record music catalogue is basically dead. The deal is dead because the surviving band members just can't get along. No, it's just Roger Waters and David Gilmour. They're citing 4 sources close to the deal and the band, but other sources close to the band insist that it's not dead. It's weird because they're contradicting each other. They're saying that what's happened with Roger Waters, his statements about Israel and Ukraine has actually they reckon has been lowering the value of the catalogue because he won't keep his mouth shut. And again, having his concerts cancelled, they reference in this article, is actually, causing the deal to be a little bit, undermined by his behaviour. But yeah, again, even though the group has never actually officially said the catalogue was up for sale, the Financial Times quoted that they were actually, looking to sell the catalogue. But they reckon that there's been a number of factors, not only Roger Waters, but rising interest rates, tax issues, have also slowed down the process. But of course, Nick Mason's in the middle, being a peacemaker. But then another contact says, no, the deal's going ahead. One quote says, it's not just it's personal, it's just those things extend to business. There were certain long-term band associates that one member felt were too close to another member, so they'd have to spend weeks finding someone else they could all agree on. Situations like that. But yeah, Mason himself, who was quoted in 2018, said it's really disappointing that these rather elderly gentlemen are still at loggerheads. And again, he's just in the middle, wanting his payday. Because again, whilst you got Gilmore and Waters slogging it out, you've also got the estates of Richard Wright and Sid Barrett involved in the deal too. So yeah, apparently the deal was moving ahead last year, but it's just stalled. It's just kind of hit the skids. So maybe it's Roger Waters' anti-Semitism and his support for Russia. Sorry, he did. Wait a minute. Who did he speak on behalf of? What, the UN Security Council? Oh, it was Russia, wasn't it? Sorry, though he's not really pro-Putin. Though the Russians got him to speak to ask for a ceasefire rather than a total withdrawal, which would have solved everyone's problems. So yeah, we've got two stories smushed in. Roger Waters suing Germany, and the Pink Floyd catalogue still being up for sale. Remember, my catalogue is up, £20. Anyone who wants it. And that's that. Thank you for watching. This has been a totally clickbait story about Pink Floyd and Roger Waters, because I know it gets me the traffic, because you bastards won't watch anything else I do. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, and don't subscribe to this channel. That was it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a little giggle. Tell me in the comments box below why Ukraine's full of Nazis and the Russians are right, and I'll delete them. Because that's the silly games we play. And yeah, we'll do this all again soon. There's only one more thing left to say, and by now you know what that is, and that is ta-da!